part of this yet, but we're working on him, and I know he's supportive, so I'm glad he's here. Today marks the completion of not just a wonderful facility, but a change in mindset here in the city of Houston. It solves problems, but it doesn't just solve problems, it actually offers some real solutions in ways that we haven't offered those solutions before. One of the problems that I have been confronting as mayor is how do we get the city of Houston out of the jail business? We have been trying for more than 20 years to get out of the jail business. We're the last big city in Texas to operate a jail. It's not the most efficient use of our resources, and we're a short-term holding facility. How do we get out of the jail business? Fortunately for me, I have a wingman here, Mayor Pro Tem Gonzalez, who came to me with an idea about, hey Mayor, I saw something about a sobering center in another city, and I thought it was a really good idea. And he and I explored it. I took that idea. We began to run with it because his idea of a sobering center and my problem of our current conditions in the jail, our jail capacity, and what our long-term plans are for the city of Houston came together. And fortunately, in Houston, whenever there is a good idea, there are people to make that good idea happen. This is not something that the city of Houston could solve by itself. And again, fortunately in Houston, other entities are always willing and able to join hands and help us move forward to a solution. That doesn't mean that it came quickly or easily. There are a lot of moving parts to come together. But let's talk about what can happen in this facility. Going back to my problem. I have a very busy jail, but it's a short-term holding facility. The real bad guys go over to Sheriff Garcia, and those that have committed minor offenses, generally offenses that offend the public sensibilities of Houstonians, get held briefly and then they're released again. But once I hold them, they have a criminal record, and we are a jail. We don't really do any social services. We keep you off the streets. Turns out that a significant percentage of the people we were putting in jail are in jail for being inappropriate in public. Generally inappropriate in public because they are under the influence of some sort of substance. I don't need them in my jail. They don't need the criminal record, and they really need help. Turning to Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Gonzalez's idea of a sobering center, we had an elegant solution that moves the city farther along the road of reducing our head count so that we can ultimately merge our jail into the counties. But it doesn't just solve the problem. For me, it provides opportunities and options for people that we pick up. Now I know it's popular and it's easy to talk about, say, post NBA All-Star game, and we had actually a remarkably safe and positive NBA All-Star game. But who did we arrest? We arrested some prostitutes, always, and we arrested some folks for public intoxication. We had no place to take them but the jail. Someone who is in town having a good time celebrating a sports event shouldn't end up with a criminal record. And that's a great thing to talk about. But the reality is, and a lot of the people that we arrest, people who are homeless, people who have a chronic problem, people who come through the system over and over and over again. So this is something that will address somebody who has a lapse in judgment. And this is a center that will address someone who has real needs, and it provides us a forced intervention. The way it's supposed to work, an officer picks someone up for public intoxication. If they have no other criminal warrants and no other reason to take them to jail, and they're not otherwise combative, they have the opportunity to come here, and the officer will bring them here to the sobering center. The officer completes a one-page form and officially logs what is a prisoner at that point into the custody of our sobering center. Then that officer is back out on patrol, on the streets, serving the citizens of Houston. And we have the opportunity for an appropriate intervention with that person who is no longer a prisoner, they are a client? Clients. They are a client. Now, they're not free to leave right away, but they are a client. They have to stay a minimum of 4 hours. We want to make sure that they're no longer a danger to themselves or others. And others who are going to come up to speak will talk more specifically about the interventions that are possible. But those interventions are not provided by the City of Houston. They are not provided by the police department. They are provided by the practitioners in this community who have the expertise and the long-term commitment to working in case management with the folks who come in the door. Annual operating expenses for this facility are expected to be about $1.5 million. That is compared to $4 to $6 million it would cost the City of Houston to incarcerate these individuals. And again, with the opportunity that maybe we can take them out of the system permanently. That's the holy grail in this. It is expected the center will formally begin accepting detainees in our clients. Detainees first, then clients, in the next few weeks. It has taken us a while to get here. I want to thank all of those who were involved in the process. Particularly want to thank Andy Icken, who took Ed's idea and my idea and put it into workable form, did the negotiations. Particularly want to thank those in the Houston Police Department, Chief Ottmeyer and others who worked with us through the process and made sure that on the police side we did what was necessary. And then finally, I want to thank Star of Hope, who is our formal partner in this. I want to thank the council members who voted to create the Local Government Corporation, which is the Houston Recovery Center, and the board members who are here today that oversee that Local Government Corporation. But more importantly, I want to thank the many community nonprofits who will be long-term partners in this initiative as we go forward. Because while what happens in this room or in these rooms is important, it is what happens after we get people here and then we transition them out again that really has the opportunity to change lives and make permanent solutions. So I'm pleased to be part of today, and thanks everybody for being here.